The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors. Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young on this beautiful autumn day. Well, you know, I've been doing a lot of musical shows lately, and a lot of them have been by Zoom, but today we actually have a beautiful couple of musicians called named Christina and Elliot, Christina Alexandra and Elliot Simon. They make up the duo Mission Road, and they came all the way up here from West Virginia to do my show today. And they're going to perform for us, and they even brought their manager, Caden Gordon, who set it all up, and he's sitting there watching from the sidelines. But of course, before we get to them, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have A1 Auto Unlimited LLC in Wareham, A1 for all your auto needs. We have Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. My pal Lynchy there is always looking for new scrap metal, wheels, anything to do with transportation. He handles it all. We have the Riverside Cafe in Wareham, open 6 days a week, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., all except Wednesdays. They have DoorDash delivery, and they have the best breakfast from Boston to the Cape in Wareham. We have Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. We have a new one, 365 Nutrition, Energy, and Lifestyle in Attleboro. We have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We have the Produce Barn in Norton. They're a new one. We have Furnett and Associates Attorneys in Brockton. We have Boombucks Guns and Ammo in Middleborough. We have European Auto Sales in Whitman. We have Comfort Upholstery in East Bridgewater. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Lakeside Gardens and Wood Designs in Norton. They're a new one. We have Good Old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We have Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Stell in Brockton. We have a Country Whip Sweet Shop and a Cushnet. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington, also on Route 58. And we have Joe's Diner in Taunton, and I want to thank you guys very much. And now, okay, come on, silly me. Christina and Elliot, welcome to my show. Elliot and Christina, right?
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
It's great being here.
And
thank you.
so we're going to interview you guys tonight, and then you're going to perform about halfway through the show. Well, about 12 minutes in, you got a couple of songs. You made a playlist, and we're going to hear it. I heard you warming up coming in, and it was amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, you know what? Ladies first. I'm going to talk to you, Christina. Tell me about, and I'm going to talk about how you became a musical duo, but talk about yourself, where you grew up. I guess you're both from West Virginia. Are you lifelong West Virginians?
No, I grew up in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Okay.
And I was always involved in music in some way or another, whether it was chorus or playing an instrument in the school band.
Okay.
And then I became a karaoke queen.
Okay. How'd that happen? Where and what did you sing?
I was at a little place in Gaithersburg, Maryland. It was called the Clubhouse.
Okay.
And I walked in probably about 14 years old. I got up and I sang Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You.
That's a great one.
And people just were clapping, and so I got
crying too, I believe. You were crying with joy.
Yeah. And I got my first taste of what it was like to perform, and that was the moment that I really knew this is what I wanted to do.
And you were 14, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't look much older than that now.
But I always sang as a little girl too, and my father is a pianist.
Okay.
My grandfather is was a professional organist and pianist out of Akron, Ohio.
Okay.
So,
okay. So you were kind of like catering on the middle part of the country, and then eventually you settled in West Virginia. How did that come to be?
I Went through a nasty divorce.
Oh,
I am proud to announce I left an abusive man.
wow.
And so I started life over in West Virginia.
Okay.
And as the healing process, that internal healing process began and completed, Elliot became my musical partner.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, where did you guys meet? I mean, tell me how the music. I mean, I understand how you. I mean, I understand. Did you meet like at a bar singing, like doing open mic or something like that?
Well, it's funny because about 7 years ago or so, we met at a local church.
Oh, okay.
A mutual friend of ours had introduced each other. He went to Elliot and said, "Hey, did you know Christina sings?" And he's like, "Oh, that's nice."
Okay.
And he came to me and said, "Hey, do you know Elliot plays the piano?" I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." And Elliot was playing the keyboard in the church, so I could hear that he was a beautiful player.
Okay.
But nothing really came out of it. And then 4 or 5 years later, we ran into each other at a little local hole-in-the-wall restaurant bar. And he's like, "Hey, aren't you the lady from church?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Huh.
And
talk about an epiphany. I don't think you get a more holy one than that.
right. And
Wow.
then he wrote down my phone number wrong. Actually, he chased me to my car in the parking lot. "Hey, wait a minute. And I'm like, "Who's this? Why is this dude like chasing after me? Can I get your phone number?" And I'm like,
Well, okay. No, I have to admit, I got to ask, Christina. I mean, given what your history was, weren't you a little? I mean, you didn't feel a little freaked out by this? Only
"Of
because,
course I did."
Okay. Well, how did you end up taming her so that she got you that you were all benevolent, and nothing else?
How did I?
Yes.
Well, I took the phone number down
I gave him the
wrong.
number.
Right, yeah, and tried to call her.
Okay.
Couldn't get through.
Well, did you?
so-
I mean, did you just say I want to be a musical partner? Is that what you said to her?
Well, the next time we met in that same place, I said, I've been trying to get in touch with you. I said, why don't you come over? Let's play a little music and see what happens.
Okay.
So she came over to my rehearsal studio and we started singing and magic started happening, and here we are 4 years later.
But what I did was I went home and did my research to make sure he wasn't the creep I thought he
Okay.
might be.
Yeah, I figured there had to be some kind of a buffer zone there that you needed to experience before you tied, the musical knot. Well, all right, Elliot, let's talk about you now. What's your history? Are you lifelong West Virginian?
No. And as a matter of fact, where she was from in Gaithersburg, Maryland, I lived there for a little while and then moved to West Virginia. I've been in West Virginia for almost 23 years. So
Okay.
I feel like a native at this point.
I understand.
So it's great, but I'm originally from Queens in New York.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you come across to me as a lifelong cowboy.
Well, I turned
The dialect and the hat and everything.
It turns out that I am really a country boy at heart.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So but I come from a music family. My dad was actually a songwriter.
Okay.
My mom was a singer. So in fact, she used to sing many years ago up in Massachusetts and
What part of Massachusetts? Because we're in Massachusetts. You know that, right?
Yes, right.
I know.
I think the town was Pittsfield.
Pittsfield?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's west. That's way west of here. That's probably yeah.
Yeah, she was already a few months along with me. And
Okay.
So I've been on stage since before I was born. My dad actually had a couple of hit records.
He did?
Yeah, he had a song that was recorded by Nat King Cole. It's actually on our album.
Well, tell me about that, just real quick. What songs did he have that were hit records, and what was the song that Nat King Cole sang? Because Nat King Cole was an iconic genius for music.
Yeah, it was called Dear Lonely Hearts. It was
Okay.
a follow-up to Ramblin' Rose.
Your father wrote it?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a lyricist. Yeah. So,
Did he work? Did he
totally.
collaborate with Nat on stuff?
Yes. It
Okay.
was for the recording in that studio, and out of that came Ramblin' Rose too.
Oh, Ramblin' Rose. He did Ramblin' Rose.
No, but they came
Oh, yeah,
out
yeah,
of the
yeah.
same session. But Dear Lonely Hearts went up to like number 13 or 14 on the charts. So
Okay.
it was pretty good. And he had a song recorded by Brooke Benton that was a top 40 hit.
Okay. Yeah. I remember Ramblin' Rose very well.
Yeah.
Ramblin' Rose. Yeah, I mean that was incredible. All right, but I got to ask too. How old were you when you left Queens and shot south?
Gosh, I was still in my teens. I went to school in Chicago. I played clubs in Chicago.
What did you go to college? Did you go to music school out there?
I was studying music.
I mean, what school was it?
I went to the University of Chicago.
Okay.
So, but let me tell you, that's that does, you know, that and the subway token will get you on the subway. But,
Well, I understand, but at least, but I mean, I'm sure you created some gains for yourself by doing what you had to do there.
Absolutely. No,
In
I
folk
played my
singing and all
dues.
that, right?
Yeah, I paid my dues, and I got to tell you, you know, it's originally a folkie.
Okay.
And because I actually know that there's quite a big folk scene here in Massachusetts.
There is.
So, yeah.
And a lot of my musical guests were Berkeley students in Boston, and that's one of the finest music schools of all time. In fact, I remember a few years ago, I actually had a couple of exchange students from Spain that were Berkeley students, and neither of them actually knew each other in Spain, but on a cold freezing February day, I had to actually pick them up to bring them to the show and bring them back because they were both from Spain and didn't have American driver's licenses. But they did an amazing performance on my show. And they were from, shows you that people from all over the world go there. So, but that's great though. So, but what was the reason for moving from Queens to Gaithersburg? Because you just wanted to.
Yeah, no, I got
Migration.
a job. I got a job with a startup company that was down there because I had I got disenchanted with the whole music business because it was just
Cutthroat.
yeah, that, and it was just.
But that's until you met her, and then you realized it was meant to be as a musical connection.
That's exactly right.
Uh-huh.
Because you know, in fact, when we started playing music, she said, "I'm really like country music," and I was like, "Wow! I finally found somebody who I might be able to, you know, collaborate with."
Yeah.
Because you know, the folk music was nice, but actually, I also grew up listening to Merle Haggard and Tammy Wynette and all the country classics, and Nat King Cole was trying to be a country singer late in his life, and so was Brooke Benton, and so it was piecing a lot of really good things together, and it's really come together great.
Yeah, that's incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
And now you go all over the country performing. Is that it, pretty much?
Well, right now we've been performing in the Quad City area: Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia.
Okay.
But then
DC.
The Atlantic states mostly.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
that's your first. Is this your first venture to New England, both of you?
it
Yeah.
is.
Wow.
Yes.
Huh.
And so we've also been performing down in Nashville.
Oh, of course. Where
Right.
else?
And
Right.
South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, in South Carolina. So that's the next step. Is we want to go out and you know go out on the road and promote that album and just tour. And we want to be part of a tour.
Okay. Well, right now you're going to tour right here on my show because I'm going to take a little break and Christina and how do I do this? Christina and Elliot are going to go up on stage and perform a song. So I'm going to sit back and relax. We're going to listen to this music and then we're going to talk about it. So stay tuned and enjoy their music.
The first song that we're going to do is called Going Through the Motions.
I've been lying with you, lying to you. All my words go right on through you. I've given all the lies that I can take. And as I'm lying here beside you, I'm getting ready to decide to get up and make a clean and even break. And 'cause I'm just going through the motions, I know now that I'm not in love with you. And no, I'm just going through the motions, and there's absolutely nothing I can do. Well, I know you'll never know me, and so far you haven't shown me what it might take to make our love succeed. And as I look up at the ceiling, I get the sad and sinking feeling that I may never know just what I need. And so I keep going through the motions. I know now that I'm not in love with you. And now I'm just going through the motions. And I wish that there was something I could do. The hurt of the goodbying, is it worth the pain of trying? That's a loaded question. Who am I to say?
So now that all the truth's been said, why don't we both get out of bed, close the door and go our separate ways?
'Cause I'm just going through the motions. I know now that I'm not in love with you. And now I'm just going through the motions. I'm sure that soon you'll find somebody new.
Next song.
The next song is called You Know You Had Me.
Gentle breezes blowing through my hair. We were living life without a care. And I went sailing on your blue eyes, across the gentle summer skies. You know you had me, you know you had me there, but somehow you let me slip away. You know you had me, you almost had me there, but somehow you let me slip away. So now and then I'm wondering about what would have been. And now and then I'm wondering about what could have been. You didn't have the strength in time of need to break the ground and then to plant the seed. And I remember just how hard I tried all the lonely nights I cried. You know you had me. You know you had me there, but somehow you let me slip away. You know you had me. You really had me there, but somehow you let me slip away. So now and then I'm wondering about what should have been. And now and then I'm wondering just why we couldn't have it
Great job. Oh, guys, that was awesome. Let's talk about those songs. And do you write them? Did you write them together?
No, those we are starting to write songs together. So
Okay.
we will have some for the next album. But no, I wrote those songs.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But basically, they sounded to me like kind of like sad love songs, I guess you could say.
That's right, yeah. Oh yeah, that sorry feeling when things are not gelling. That just
Oh, I know it well.
Yeah.
Well, Going Through the Motions is a song that anybody can relate to. When you're in a
course.
relationship for a long period of time and the intimacy has died and you're really no longer friends.
Right.
You're just in the relationship because you feel like you have to be. And so inside your feelings have died and their feelings have died, but you just haven't made that decision yet to walk away.
Okay. Yeah. I know it's got to be tough. I've never been married or anything. I had a girlfriend a long time ago. She's got grandchildren, which I had nothing to do with. but all I can say is, I have to admit, it's true. I mean, you write songs about things that you live through, and when you do it, it's tearing into the heart in an introspective way is sometimes the best way to move an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both of those songs were about the same relationship. But the Going Through the Motions, actually, that was the one that won an award recently from.
The ISO
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys were down there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Okay.
We won Band Single of the Year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you perform in Nashville? When was the last time you were there?
Well, we were there about a month and a half ago.
We were
and-
there in June and we performed during the CMA Fest.
Okay.
And then we were there again in August.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
we're-
you don't live too far from there. I don't know the geography of the South that well, except I know. I was born in North Carolina, and I came up to New England when I was 3 months old, and went back for a couple of weeks, and that was it. I've never been since then. I've never been south. Well, I've been to Texas because I stopped over there to visit my brother in San Diego in 1997. He was doing law school. But the part of the country where you reside and spend a lot of time performing, I'm not that familiar with it. So I've never been to Nashville. I've never been to Maryland or any of those states. Eventually, I will travel, I suppose. But so I guess you don't. It's probably a quicker jaunt than it was to come up here for you guys to go to Nashville from where you live.
Actually, about the same.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're going to be in Nashville in a week or two, right?
Next week.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
We'll be playing at the Palace Theater and at the Ranch, and it's for the Music Bash. Yeah.
Put on by Linda Purse.
Yeah, and we'll be meeting with some record industry people. And,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you you sound very melodious together? That's incredible. Thank you. How do you define your music? What's the genre?
Country.
Country. Okay, it's just country, not country and western.
Well, no.
Same.
I look a little Western though, don't I?
You both do.
Yeah. It's funny because one of the albums, the songs on the album is called I Love Your Way.
Okay.
And
That sounds like a Peter Frampton song from way back.
Yeah, that's right. Good song, by the way.
Oh, it is?
And I finger pick on that one. And so I entered it into the World Songwriter Awards.
Okay.
And it got a finalist acknowledgement. So that's another award. Not that awards mean a whole lot. It's really how you relate to your audience. And that's our next job, is to go out and just meet, just find audiences to play for.
And it sounds to me like you've done that plenty a lot. And you have, and so how many venues do you usually, how many venues have you performed at this year? If you can't, if you don't, you can
Dozens.
ballpark it if you're not sure.
Yeah, dozens.
Dozens, yeah, okay.
all
Yeah,
over.
we perform every weekend, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Different ones, different venues, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And all over Virginia and West Virginia.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. And some in Pennsylvania. we
anywhere,
want to get,
anyone that'll have us,
Yeah.
will go and play.
Well, it sounds to me like that you're in demand in a lot of places.
Well, it's been working out very well for us. We've been blessed, and we just
Keep pumping along.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep on
Keep
doing.
on working hard and showing up.
Do either of you have children?
No.
Really? Oh, that's great. That frees you up. And on that note, we're under 5 minutes. I hope you had fun doing my show, and hope you come.
Oh, this has
Thank
been a
you for
blast.
having us.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you're both amazing people, and I appreciate that you wanted me with your presence. And I always say it's a great guest to make Topic Time prime. And I know you couldn't. I know having him as a manager is you couldn't ask for a better rep. I'd say.
That's right.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
And it's all about, because nobody we know how to network, and that's what you got to do in this in this world with work, with shows and stuff like that, like mine, and with your band and getting around and everything. So what is the next? We're into fall now. I know you're probably going to be in Winchendon on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to perform out there at the festival.
Yes.
But when you leave New England, what do you have any specific? How many shows do you have between now and say Thanksgiving or Christmas even just at the end of the year? We're still only got a couple of months left.
We have about a half a dozen. And,
Okay.
You can find out all of our whereabouts through Facebook. We'd love it if people would like us on Facebook
At Mission Road Duo.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also on Reverb Nation. We're on. We have our own website, music.
MissionRoadMusic.com.
Thank you. She's
Okay.
much better.
We're on Spotify and Apple Music, Deezer, anywhere you
Amazon.
stream your music.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if you had a good time with me, and you have any friends in the music industry or anybody that you think might be an interesting guest for me, well, you can. Well, I don't know. I'll give you my digits. You can give them to them if you want. And I know I got you up here through Caden, and that's fine. He knows that. But that's great. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is just give a few shouts out to people that are going to see the show, because quite a few are. Just condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up with the way we began it, with the snapping.
Great. Well, we've had a blast here. So
Absolutely.
you want to give any shout outs?
Just to the people that are following us daily. We have a lot of really great followers on Facebook and such a huge support system at home and our families and all of the venues that keep calling us and having us come back. I'm sure they're going to tune in. So.
Oh yeah, I know. I expect they will. And we got to, we always say, my motto was never spare the share when it comes to Topic Time.
Right.
No,
And now you guys are both on Facebook. I don't know if we've connected yet, but if we haven't, we definitely will. And then what we're going to do is, when we finish the show, if it's okay, we'll do pictures for Facebook, and we'll make sure we're connected, and I'll tag you in the pictures, and then you'll say what a great time you had with me and all that.
Absolutely.
If you want to. Yeah, that's always appreciated.
Well, we have. This has been a blast.
Yes.
Like, really enjoying this.
How much time a week do you spend writing music? On average, would you say?
Hours. I would say I spend a couple hours a day.
Every day, huh?
Yeah,
7 days a week?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, 6 days a week.
And you're just starting to write music together now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've just completed one song, and that's going to be on the next album, and we've got a couple more in the works. Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of the next album?
Wow, we don't
We
have a
haven't
title.
picked
You
the
don't have it?
title.
Okay.
No.
Well, maybe you'll base it on your experience here with my
Sure.
Well, we'll be hitting the studio again
Forever
soon,
Young.
starting to work on it.
the inflation of Topic Time Nation. How about that? All right, no, that would be awesome. I mean, you figure it out. And well, it sounds to me like one of the titles that you sang sounded like a song from Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah, what was that song? What was that first title of that first song you did?
Going through the motions.
Go Through the Motions, yeah, because they did a song called Going Through the Motions back a while ago. But yours is totally different. Everything you do is original.
Right.
Right, okay.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with using a different time. I mean, Taylor Swift did a song called Cruel Summer in 2023, way back. Well, I mean, and way back in 1984, the band Bananarama did another song with the same title. And Taylor Swift was -5 then.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many songs have been called Harmony. Including my dad wrote one called Harmony. So
Yeah, exactly.
you
Elton
can't
John.
cut it. Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
All right, listen, you guys did a great job. You ready to wrap the show up with a snapper and you both can do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All I ask is, and I always ask, sometimes my male guests will bang the table. Please, you probably wouldn't do that, but just make sure you don't, because the CD in here is very delicate and it might jump.
Okay.
All right, folks, we're wrapping up another great episode of Topic Time. All right, just stay focused and wrapping up and snapping out, rolling on and snapping out, hopefully.
We're ready.
We got it. There we are.
Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.